In this video, we're going to look at trading pullbacks. So I've got a currency pair chart open in front of us here, which is the Euro Aussie 60-minute chart, and basically we're using all the same indicators that we use throughout our trading strategies with the first two videos, okay, which is included within the Forex Trader. And we're just going to be looking them at those indicators in a slightly different fashion to identify price pulling back, okay, to some long-term upward support. Alright. Now, firstly, I just want to identify that this particular strategy here, or component of the overall strategy, is a very small component of it. Okay, the first two strategies, the trend identifier and the scaling in, that's where really your big dollars are made, and the main focus of the strategy. But what this strategy does for us, one, it can give us another opportunity to make some extra money. Okay, but even more importantly for myself, okay, it actually gives us a nice early warning when a trend could be reversing. Okay, so we're going to look at this one here, starting off. Okay, now we've drawn a couple of little trend lines in here. So at the moment we've got a nice little just upward trend going in here, and the main concept of this is that when you have some type of upward trend movement, okay, and that upward trend movement starts to pull away, okay, significantly from the long-term upward trend line, which is this bottom one here. So you can see price moving up slowly here, and then when it gets to here, it actually pulls away a little more steeply, okay, up through here than it has previously done. Alright, and keep in mind that this is the long-term upward trend for this. So what we're looking at is that this price movement that pulls up, okay, at some stage is going to pull back down to either find support again at this upward trend line, okay, or it'll break it, which it has done in this situation here. Okay, so that's what we're looking at trying to trade. We're trying to trade this sort of pullback movement, that when price has moved away from its existing upward trend, okay, we're trying to trade it back to that upward trend. Okay, now there's obviously a few different parameters we want to be looking at here, because keeping in mind the first thing, okay, that comes to mind for everybody, I'm sure, is that all of a sudden now we're starting to trade against the trend. Okay, because we've identified it's an upward trend, and we're going to try and put a little short trade in there. Okay, so a few important things, and one of them is your trade management on it. Okay, you want to have quite tight trade management for this type of trade, because if it does reverse on you and continue to go upwards, okay, you don't want to be losing very much money on it. All right. Now we go into the trade management of it within the Forex Trader course. But for this video, we're just going to look at the basic entry procedures for it. Okay, so the first thing we need is we need to have identified that the price has moved up, okay, and have a trend line that's supporting that upward direction, okay, which we've got through here. Alright, and again with the trend lines, alright, we'll actually, within the course, we go through them in a lot more detail. Alright, but we've got one here going up, okay. So the first component is the upward moving price needs to have come through and broken that what we call a fanning trend line, okay, which it has here. The second component of this strategy here is that price has to have moved through our green line here, which it's done just around here. Okay, and the third is that our lovely orange line down the bottom has to have come back through the green down here as well, which it's done here. And if those three things happen, okay, that opens up an opportunity for us to possibly put a short trade on here. Okay, now the other thing we want to look at, and this is really crucial, is the potential profit, okay, and risk management of this trade here. Alright, so we're just going to look at the profit on this particular video, like I said before, and all things working well, alright, we're expecting that this price movement to be coming back and finding at least support at our longer term upward trend line, which is around here. Alright, so that is how we'll gauge our profit potential. Alright, so before we would take this trade, we want to make sure that there's enough movement in there for us to actually make some profit on it. Okay, and that profit that we would make, alright, is a lot greater than the loss we could potentially make if the price was to move up again. Alright, so we need to calculate those couple of things before we take our trade. Now with this one here, from this move here to down here, actually generates 283 pips profit. Alright, so for myself, alright, that would be worth taking a trade on. Okay, I've got my entry signals in place. I've got a broken trend line, I've got a broken green line here, and I've got a yellow moving through the green down the bottom, and I've got enough room here to potentially make some good profit. Okay, so I'd put a trade in here, and potentially I would exit here. But what it also does, like I said earlier, it also gives us an opportunity to get in a little bit earlier, okay, on an actual change in direction trend, okay, or a downward trend here. So we could either exit from here, or we could use tight trade management, okay, and we could potentially take in this whole short trade all the way down from here, okay, which means we've got on it around here, then we exit it down here. And what we would use, once we've onto this trade, we'd use our same trade management principles that we'd use from the trend identifier, okay, and we'd constantly bring our stop loss and monitor this trade and continue all the way down. And if we were to do that, then we're able to score the bigger points, okay, which is around 1,300 pips on this trade. Alright, like we talked about before, it's about $13,000 trading that one standard lot. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, we're just looking for that little insider edge. Alright. Now, like I said before, whether you actually take that trade or not, alright, that would be up to your own discretion. Okay, but you definitely want to be looking at this type of strategy here, so you can at least analyze and go, well, okay, look, looking like we've that long-term trend is starting to be exhausted. Price is moving back. Okay, we're going to try and look at it breaking through here, and we can start to really monitor that trade once we see these signals happen. We can keep following it down, and if we get our break of our long-term trend, then you jump on here. That's if you're not too confident to jump on up here. Okay, so it gives us a bit of an early warning system, alright, which is very important. Save you having to sit in front of the computer screen all day. Okay, so that's the first trade. As we cruise along here, alright, we're going to see some more trades come in. So here we've got an upward trend, a long-term upward trend again, going all the way up there. And here you can see we've got some price movements up. So we've done some trend lines, okay, that provide support for us on the way up there. And we have our price break in the trend line. We have the price here in the red bars going through the green, okay, and the yellow going through the green line at the bottom, and then price coming down here and finding support. In this case, it actually bounces off support and continues up. Okay, so we've got, for this little trade here, it would be about 210 pips profit. Alright, so there's money to be made there. Here again, upward trend, okay, price has broken trend line, price has broken green, okay, and yellow's gone through, the orange, sorry, has gone through the green down the bottom. We'll take a trade here, and we'll be looking at profit potential around that support of that upward trend line, which is down here, and in this case 185 pip profit. Okay, off we go, and we do get a change, a trend over here. Okay, so here, some people may have tried to do the same thing here. To me, there's not enough reward in it, basically, because by the time you actually enter that trade, it's too close to the actual upward trend line. Alright, so you're risking a lot there to actually find something. But here it did also signal the change in trend direction. Okay, so we're going down, and off we go here. got another upward trend. Alright, but here you can see the price didn't move up steeply enough. Alright, it's just sort of gradually moved up there. But here we've got more of a steeper move. Okay, so we could look at jumping on this one. Same thing, indicators are all in place. And we get a nice little 145 pip profit. And here, price does actually start to move down, and you end up in a downward trend. So again, it gave us our early entry signal. Move on to the next one. Okay, long trend, upward trend. Price moves up. Okay, 246 profit. Alright, did break that upward trend line a little bit, but bounced back up. Okay, and that upward trend line continues all the way up. Alright, we got a nice upward trend through here, nice spanning one. Okay, heaps of points of contact, and that would allow us also to look at another entry signal for a pullback to this trend line here, which we get here. Okay, with all those signals in place, and 319 pip profit from there to there. Alright, and like with the first trade, okay, this trend does continue. Alright, so if you were to trade, you have your trade management that allowed this trade to continue on. Okay, instead of just exiting here, you could have raked in 744 pips profit. Alright, so it's just a quick video, this one. I just wanted to quickly explain what this strategy is about. Okay, it's like I said, it's not the core strategy that we use. Okay, if you never use this one, you're not going to lose out on it. Okay, but if you do start utilizing this type of strategy, this type of viewing and analysis of your charts, it's going to make you a better trader. It's going to make you understand, give you early warning signals. Okay, the other little thing I just want to give you a heads up on, this type of strategy, it only really works for long trades. Okay, so trading those upward moving trades and trading them back to that long-term trend line with little shorts. Okay, it doesn't necessarily work very well with trading the short trend. Okay, so counter trading that. So just sort of stay away from trying to trade this type of strategy on short trades. Okay, so that's our last video in our free training series. Okay, by the time you watch this video, you should have identified now that you've still got a little bit of time left. Okay, to take advantage of our special discounted offer. All right, so I hope to see you on the other side, and happy trading.